It's the best open in the game. What's good, everybody? Welcome into DTL Primetime Live, part of the DTL universe. I'm your boy, the coach. We are here every single Thursday night to kick off the NFL week, Sunday night and Monday night. Now, we're also simulcast on Stadium, just not tonight. I need you to follow us on social media. We'll let you know when we have live events that preempt us, but don't worry about it. We always have our very impressive YouTube page. Now, tonight, it's a big AFC East matchup. It is the Bills on the road in South Florida to take on the Dolphins. The Dolphins favored by 2.5 according to DraftKings. And the over total has been sitting around 49, 48.5, kind of moving back and forth there. Do not forget, we have an incredible schedule here at DTL. And you look at it right there, my man AB killing it with the graphics lately. And as you can see, we are live every single weekday, now including Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We do a crew exclusive segment. If you're a premium member, I encourage you to join as well. That's around noon. And then the DTL, the podcast, audio too. And then if you're a premium member, you can get the video of that as well. Speaking of AB, let's bring in my partner because we got the the chat, which is popping. And AB, can you believe we're week 2 already? These weeks go so fast once the NFL gets here.
They really do. First off, good to see you, Coach. Good to see everybody at the crew here. Excited for a good night. And yeah, I mean, it does go by so fast. Like, we're already in week 2. We're already in week 3 of college football. Like, it does. It goes way too fast, man.
I think you're going to have to take it because I can't hear you. So I'm going to drop off. You take it, bring the guys in, and I'll be right back. Oh, I hate technology. You got it. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Do your thing. All right, let's bring in the boys here to get this thing popping. All right. I don't know what just happened with Coach's mic there, but Soupy. What's up, man? How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. We got Thursday night football, and it's a conference matchup. 2 weeks in a row, Thursday night football has a good matchup. I'm excited.
Yep. Big Chuck. What's up, boy?
Evening, Bizzle. That's some Thursday night football. Can better than that. We have a little college football, too. I'll keep an eye on that.
Oh, yeah.
We do. Well, let's take a look at the game here real quick while we wait for Coach to get back. And we've got it, like he just said, man. Dolphins minus 2.5. Bills plus 115 on the money line. We got a total of 48.5. We're going to break down, star players, props, all of that stuff. But just the first thing that comes to your mind in regards to this game, all right, high level, right? Don't have to get too deep. Soupy, what are you thinking about when you look at this game tonight?
The Bills need to play like they did against the Dolphins last season. And I'll explain that when we get into the picks.
Yeah, they do. Josh Allen had a ton of success against Miami last year. Tua did not have much success against Buffalo. Big Chuck, what do you see about?
Oh, yeah, it's time for, the Bills have owned the Dolphins. It's time for the Dolphins to step up and kind of get going in this series as well, because it's been really one-way traffic with the Bills as of late. So, yeah, if they want to take over this division, get some footing, some momentum as well, it's time that they do it this season.
It is. Now, I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for Coach, I was going to do this later in the show, but for me, it's the running backs, all right, and the injury situation in regards to what Miami is dealing with, all right? And I want to show real quick why it's so incredibly important here, okay? So you take a look here at what this team does in regards to their offense. And I think, Coach, we've got you back. Are you back here?
Let's go, and I can hear you loud and clear. Beautiful. Keep going with that 21 personnel, kid.
Yeah. So we were just talking about real quick of why the Dolphins running back injury situation is so incredibly important, because you take a look at this Miami offense, and I'll pull this full screen, and we won't go too terribly long, but you see they run out of 21 personnel, meaning 2 running backs, 1 tight end. This is their base formation. This is a pro-style attack. They can shift tight ends over, wide receivers over, running backs out, left and right. They usually go 60% rush, 40% pass, but you can run RPOs out of this offense. You can do everything. This is why running backs are so incredibly important in this offense. And do not get it twisted. This offense is not, a gimmick, high-flying. This is a physical offense. You have to be physical as a skill position running back or wide receiver, because you have to block. And you take a look here. They rush to the C gap, left side, right end, up the middle. They are multiple. So we'll talk more about this, but I wanted to put it out there of why running backs are so important to this offense when you have not one, but two running backs that are injured and dealing with it. It's incredibly important. So pay attention to that formation of two running backs, one tight end, and two.
And you wonder, AB, if it will cause the coaching staff to change anything tonight based off of what you said with those running backs that are injured. Because I know from a prop perspective, a lot of numbers changed today. So I love the fact that you really dug deep there. So if you're watching at home, understand that. So two of their biggest names are out. So listen to what AB said, and let's get into it. Have we done
Coach,
the
can I make a point if you don't mind if I make a point? Talking about the pass blocking. Can I talk about the pass blocking? One thing I looked up, and this is what I wanted to look up. I told this on my X. I said, this is the reason why Jalen Wright might have the opportunity to get more plays in. Jalen Wright's pass blocking PFF grade last year at Tennessee, 72.6. Jeff Wilson's pass blocking grade last season, 27.1. If you're talking about pass blocking being important, Jalen Wright is the guy that they want on the field.
So you think he may get more plays than what we're expecting tonight?
Yep.
Is what you're saying.
That's what I'm believing.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We're also going to look up key players. Thank you, Soupy, very much for that. AB, have we done picks yet?
Nope, I have not.
Okay, let's get into the picks right now. I love that educate and entertain early on a Primetime Live. All right, let's get into it. This is where we do the straight picks right here. And it's kind of nice that on the Thursday night when everything is going wrong, we do have a lot of injuries to talk about. So, Charles, I want to come over to you. What do you got straight for me tonight, big boy?
I'm rolling with another teaser. So since I missed the best of the number, because I like the Dolphins to win, and I like this game to stay under. And since I missed the best of the number on both the side, spread, and total, I'm just going to go ahead and get that 6-point cushion as well. So that way I get the Dolphins at plus 3.5 and the under 54.5 as well. I think that it gives a great opportunity to stay within that realm of numbers as well. And we cashed this teaser tonight.
If you're wondering, you're a brand new bettor out there, you're like, wait a second, I'm seeing plus 3.5, and I got Soupy at plus 2.5. A teaser is when you move the number, you manipulate the number, and you move it 6 points. So if they're minus 2.5, what Charles just did is move it to 3.5, and then the under to 54.5. Very, very important in a teaser. Make sure it's on a half number. Do not have it on an even number, because if that hits on the even number, that is a loss. Very important to know on a teaser. The Z-Man from the morning show, he's on the under 49, minus 110. He says both of these defenses a little bit underrated, and he thinks tonight he could see 20-17, which is why the spread is right around 2.5. Soupy, talk to me on your two plays. You also like the under and the Bills tonight.
I'm going to give you guys three numbers, 36, 38, 7. What the Bills need to do is they need to control the tempo. The Miami has the most plays per game last year and spent the most time in the opponent zone. Last year, Josh Allen had 28 passes that were short, only 10 that's deep. He cannot make turnover-worthy passes. He needs to keep it safe. So those numbers, in the last game, they won 21-14 in Miami. They carried the ball 36 times, and they possessed the ball for 38 minutes and 7 seconds. They run the ball, they win the time of possession, they win the game, and obviously less possessions for Miami and Buffalo means this goes under.
All right, I think we all kind of agree, all of the analysis. And really quick, our numbers guy, Rafael Esparza, he's been in the middle of a hurricane today. By the way, AB, I don't know if you watched the show this morning. Did you see the earthquake live on the show?
I did. How wild is that?
Bro, my kids thought like the world was in a 5.1 on the morning show live. Everything shook. My house shook. It was bananas. I'm still a little shook. It was 6 hours ago, 7 hours ago. Bananas.
I've never been in an earthquake before. I've been in tornadoes, but I've never been in an earthquake. That'd be crazy.
It's weird. AB, it's really weird.
I learned from Saved by the Bell that you're supposed to stand under a door. That's what they said.
It's one of my favorite shows. God rest his soul, Screech. He used to show up at the Marriott. We stayed at the Marriott at LAX airport when we come to do shows here. He would show up at the sports bar just hoping that somebody would recognize him. So finally, after like the third night and nobody did, I walked over and said, hey, man, come hang with us. You're Screech, baby. You're Screech. And he was the happiest camper in the world. I remember that like it was yesterday. God rest his soul. All right, back to the show. Sometimes we get off the rails. Raphael, he likes the Dolphins to start off fast. First quarter, they did not start off fast last week. Tonight, he believes they will. Let's lay the half a point at plus 120. Then the Bills, we're going team under 23.5 at minus 105, which means 23 points or less, you cash. And then both teams to score at least one touchdown tonight at minus 110. AB, you think tonight there are going to be turnovers, yes?
I do, Coach, and we're going to get into the no-fly zone here in just a little while. But let's talk turnovers, because the name of the game is which team can run the football and which team can't. And I have a feeling that both are going to have issues in doing it. Not only will you see Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa have issues in the air because they're going to be chucking the ball, but it's all about getting pressure on both of these quarterbacks, because both of these guys will make big, big mistakes if you get pressure on them. So that is the chess battle for tonight, is who can get after each other's quarterback. So that's why I like playing Bills Dolphins over 2.5 turnovers, because it's going to count for fumbles. It's going to count for interceptions, all kinds of ways that these teams can turn the ball over. They'll do it. And in a division game, I love it. So over 2.5 turnovers, minus 105 right there.
So smart. So smart. My guys, my entire crew, they are the absolute very best. By the way, Pat says food, sports, and Saved by the Bell talk. What don't we do? Pat, you're exactly right. What don't we do?
I'll tell you this, Coach. I'll tell you this. Mr. Belding, okay? Dennis Haskins. He's from Chattanooga, Tennessee, all right? He was a Kappa Sig at Chattanooga. I've met him multiple times. He is the nicest human being ever meet. That dude is awesome. Awesome guy.
Do you know who would sit in the front row right behind the announce table when we do a show anywhere near Chattanooga, Tennessee?
Rod Belding, his brother. No, who? Was it him?
Mr. Belding. He was a huge WWE fan. Oh, my God. I'd walk down to the announce table, and he'd pat me on the back. Coach, how you – like we had known each other forever. And I called him Mr. Belding, which I know wasn't his name, but that's who he was to me. You're absolutely right. Anywhere in Tennessee, he would show up, and he would always get that. He loved that seat right behind the announcers. I don't know why, but that's what he liked.
That's a good seat.
Yeah, it's a great
TV
seat.
time.
It's a great seat. It is. Yeah, and nobody loved TV time more than him. All right, so all of our picks are done for the straight picks. Many more props to come up. But as we move along in the show, AB does a lot of extra work. And there's a lot of you out there that love Don't Tell Raphael parlays. And from the Bills' perspective, AB, what do we got tonight?
Got some nice parlays here. All right, so let's take a look at the Bills. All right, Bills plus 2.5. Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Josh Allen 175 plus passing yards plus 215. Now these are courtesy of DraftKings. Bet $5. New customers get $250 instantly in bonus bets and 1 month of NFL Plus Premium using promo code Combine. Parlay number 2, Bills plus 2.5. Josh Allen anytime TD, and Josh Allen 250 plus passing yards plus 440. And then finally, you think Bills are going to win the game? Bills money line, Josh Allen 1 pick or more, and 250 plus passing yards plus 650. So what do we feel about that one, Coach?
I think I'm going to start. I would love to take Josh Allen throwing 250, but we had 2 quarterbacks last week that threw over 300 yards. Most guys didn't even get over 200. It was embarrassing. So I can't go there. I'm going to have to go plus 215 because, again, I'm not playing these because I think the Dolphins, I like the Dolphins side. But if I had to, I would play the Bills with Josh Allen anytime touchdown, which crazy pants is a minus number, and that 175 pretty easy for him to get to. So I would go with that. What about you, Charles?
Yeah, since I have a teaser, option A works perfect for me. That way I can try to middle these. Plus, I already like Josh Allen as an anytime touchdown and 175 yards. That's nothing. He's had 33 career yards in 12 games against the Dolphins. So, yeah, give me the plus 215.
All right. What about you, Soupy?
It's a sweep. I got to go with the safer one just because, again, I don't believe I think he could get over 200, but I don't think he's getting to 250.
Why is that plus 650 there, AB? Is it the interception that's causing it to go up?
And that and the Bills money line, like them winning the game.
I guess that's true too. Yeah. What do you like?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't hate that one at all. I'll take the middle one there, 2.5 anytime TD, 250 plus passing yards. I do think that Josh Allen gets up there in regards to his passing yards. He averages last year. He averaged almost 11 yards per pass against Miami. He had massive massive success against that secondary. And I'll show you why here in just a bit. But, yeah, give me that plus 440, man. I'll take that one.
DG, he's also in the chat. He loves the middle one, too, at plus 440. It's going to be really fascinating. If the Dolphins jump out to an early lead, one of that middle one could come into play. It really, really could. But I think the Dolphins have to jump out to a fast lead. Now, tonight's one of those rare nights where you have a really good quarterback matchup. You've got Josh Allen. But let's be honest. He has been a Patrick Mahomes beatdown when it comes to the playoffs. And a lot of people don't believe in him anymore, AB. And then Tua got his bag in the offseason. Here are their 2023 stats. How do you compare the two tonight?
Well, you take a look. Both have completion percentages over 66%. Both threw for 4,000 plus yards. Both threw for exactly 29 touchdown passes, 18 to 14 interceptions. All right, but it's the rushing yards. And look at the rushing touchdowns for Josh Allen last season. Now, they don't want to run him all that much, but when he's in the red zone, Josh Allen is live anytime to run the ball because it's safe, and he's a big old boy, man, and he can take the hits even though injuries do pile up. But that's where you look at it right there. Both these guys can throw, but Josh Allen can get out and run, and that's what really can frustrate a defensive coordinator because you don't have a guy for him, man.
If you look at this and you ever see a crew member or any of you at home that play with us pick Tua and his to score the first touchdown numbers like plus 85,000, this is why it's at that number. He's never going to run in a touchdown, but I'm sure somebody's going to take him. But Charles, you should feel pretty good about yourself seeing that 15 at the bottom there, yes?
Absolutely. And plus, with these two together, I mean, it's really been no comparison. Josh Allen, he's pretty much owned the Dolphins as well. He has 33 total touchdowns in 12 games, while Tua, in 7 games, he has looks like 6 touchdowns and 7 interceptions as well. And plus, not being able to run really limits him as well. So, yeah, Josh Allen really is on this series. And plus, I love that Josh Allen anytime touchdown tonight. I mean, plus, I need him to get 15 on the season rushing touchdowns. He already got a leg up in week 1 as well. So, we're already headed right towards that 15 for the season as well. So, those futures are also looking lovely.
Was that your pick for the 24 days to the NFL? Was it 15 plus touchdowns on the
for
ground?
Josh Allen, rushing touchdowns? That's correct.
Yeah, Mr. Chalk. I love that name. You've got like 8,000 nicknames. Soupy, well, how do you compare these two tonight? Enlighten the people.
The reason why Tua doesn't need to run is because he's got an arm. That's how he moves the ball. And when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, two of the fastest guys, you don't need it. He between deep passes, second in the league in deep pass accuracy last year, second in yards per attempt, third in air yards per attempt. He's going to try to push the ball deep. Josh Allen knows that he can also push the ball deep, but he has that in his back pocket that he can run. That's the danger that he possesses.
Shout out to Zach. Tua 1-5 against Josh Allen. There's a lot of numbers that go against the Dolphins tonight. AB, we all work pretty hard, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say we all like grind it out?
We do.
And the disrespect that I'm seeing right now in the chat is all my guys are giving all the hard work. They've studied. They've got all this great analysis. And 2 members of our crew, Seabass and DG. Do you think they're talking about the game? Practice? Either one? No. They're talking about how they're going to get drunk on brown liquor tonight during the game. Your thoughts, AB?
I'm going to need to see what kind of liquor they're going with, right? And it is brown liquor. Get you sipping, boy. You better be careful.
Yeah, you might not make it past the second quarter there, DG. We know you're a lightweight with a capital.
I want to see the live bets after a half of brown liquor, man. Let's go.
Can you imagine? I'm playing Josh Allen, alternate lines, 520 yards passing.
Yeah, he's going to break out that Evan Williams green label, start firing it up.
Seabass is already on the tequila. Woo! Get it in now. We've got less than a month till that new little one's going to show up, and then you can't be all night popping that. Although, seeing Seabass on the morning show after a night where he's changing diapers and drinking tequila, that might be a good combo. That might be a good
something.
combo. That's what I think about you, Soupy. Changing diapers, drinking tequila, staying up all night, not hitting the mute button. It's all combo, kid.
I am a
all
brown liquor
combo.
guy. Whiskey all day.
Are you really?
I am
Oh
a
my
huge
gosh.
whiskey guy.
Oh my gosh. Scott says, oh, you just gave me the shivers. Scott says, Coach, can we get AB on a type of Mannycast tonight as he drinks and makes live bets? Well, I can tell you this much. It would outrate the Manningcast on Monday Night Football.
They're having a tough time. They got Bill Belichick all season.
Did anybody see that? Lowest viewership of all time. I've been telling them this forever, guys. You make that second cast a betting stream, all of a sudden it goes like this. Nobody wants to watch another couple of guys. I love Peyton, but they don't want to watch him talking about plays. They want to talk bets. I've been telling the PGA Tour that for the last 2 years, and I'm going to tell the NFL that. Switch to a betting stream. Hire DTL. That's what we're all about. We can do it. We've got it in our bandwidth. That's what I'm talking about. And I guarantee you what. Christian Hastings says, Keon Coleman, get me in the club, Coach. In about 20 minutes. Christian.
That's a good pick.
It's a really good pick. My guess is somebody has it from the crew. It's just a guess. All right. Now, if any of you are new to this show, DTL Primetime Live, or now the morning shows on the nights where we have an NFL football, there are certain people that are just better than everybody else out there. And one of those guys is my man, AB. And we dig deeper, and we've been cashing these already in the first 4 primetime games because of this information. So, Soupy, Charles, Coach, we're all going to sit back. It is now time, ladies and gentlemen, for the no-fly zone.
The no-fly zone is here indeed. All right, so if you're brand new to us, what we do is use game, tape, film, and charts to break down which quarterbacks are going to throw an interception tonight. On the left, you will see the Miami Dolphins secondary rankings from 2023. On the right, you'll see Josh Allen and his passing attack from week 1 of this season. Now, you look, Dolphins secondary, not bad, not great, but not bad. They're much, much worse rankings that we're going to see throughout the year. Here's the deal. Josh Allen can make every throw in the NFL, but they still keep it safe. Watch and look at Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa and their offensive passing attacks. They're very similar, very, very similar. What they try to do is keep it 10 yards and in, and they pick a side based on who is playing corner or a shaded safety. Watch for Josh Allen to avoid Jalen Ramsey tonight. Last week against the Cardinals, threw to his right and tried to lead receivers up. Tonight, he's going to do it to the left. Pay attention to that one. But you see deep. He didn't go deep but one time, and especially across the middle. Does not do it at all because that's where his interceptions come. Now, let's take a look at his chart here. This is where he gets into trouble. On the left-hand side, both short, intermediate, and deep, and the deep middle, 56.1. And this is Josh Allen through his entire NFL career. Also, look, line of scrimmage right in front of him, 45.5. If you flush him and get pressure, he will make a mistake. Josh Allen is throwing an interception tonight in these areas. If he throws it deep middle, that could be serious, serious trouble. Now, let's take a look at Tua Tagovailoa. Look at that offensive passing chart. That's from week 1 against the Jaguars. Does it look familiar? It is almost identical for what Tua and this Miami Dolphins offense wants to do. 10 yards and in, pick a side and go. Although Tua very much prefers throwing to his left side. So watch that tonight. You see the Bills secondary rankings. Yeah, worse last season than what we saw out of Miami. Although, if he tries to go short right, that could be serious trouble. Let's take a look at his chart. That is the danger zone. But again, if Tua goes intermediate or deep, both left or down the middle, he's had some success, especially deep middle. Look at that. That's solid, but it's going to get him in trouble. And that's why we talked about that these quarterbacks, the chess battle tonight is getting pressure on them over and over and over because they will toss you interceptions over and over if you're able to do so.
Just want everybody to let that just wash over them for a second. And if you think it's just about interceptions, oh, no, 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 no. You need to understand which wide receivers on which sides of the field and where they're going to be shut off and where they can go. It's about way more than interceptions. It's about passing yards. It's about receiving yards. It's about all of that. So let it all rush over you. Now, while you were talking, AB, great job as always. Shout out to our girl, Tina. She said, made it. We were listening as we walked the dog. Good luck to everyone. Is that actually walking a dog, or is that the name for something else that I'm not aware of?
No, walking the dog. Yeah.
Walking the
Tina's
dog.
walking the dog. Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
thought that was a day. I didn't know.
No, it's good to ask. Yeah, no, because you never know what people are talking about. No, Tina's the best. Yeah.
Oh, and then DG, as always, don't even know what the hell he's talking about. He goes, hey, Tina, every time I see your name, it reminds me of that Bluey episode. If you know, you know. No, we don't know, DG. I don't even know what the hell Bluey is. Oh, it's been so long since I had little children. Oh, gosh. And yes, I'm calling DG a little child, not his daughters. Let me be clear on that. All right. AB, great job. And I have a feeling we're going to be cashing on those interception props tonight. Oh, did I say the word prop? Yes, I did. It is now time, ladies and gentlemen, to prop it up. Christopher says, best show ever. You're damn right. Matt says, not everything's a euphemism, Coach. Get your mind out of the gutter. With everything that's happened on YouTube and Instagram Live the last 24 hours, where else could my mind be? I don't know. But if you don't get reprimanded for that, nobody's going to get reprimanded ever again. So I feel good that no matter what happens, and by the way, everybody knew that you couldn't just accidentally get on the Instagram Live. Am I right?
Yeah.
You got to hit like 3 buttons.
Yeah.
To get on. That was such a lie at first. Such a lie. Let's stop it, Shannon. Just stop it. All right. We separate these things out on Primetime Live. We do the straight picks at the beginning of the show. And this is where we get more into the players. Then we do props, and then we'll do key matchups. So, Charles, do you got any props for me tonight, sir?
In fact, I have two. First up, James Cook over 18.5 receiving yards. I really had to take a double take on this one because he averaged 26 receiving yards last season and 26.5 against the Bills over his career. And in week 1, he got 32 receiving yards against the Cardinals. I expect him to get 3 or 4 catches tonight. Those little screen passes or wheel route out of the backfield. So he only needs to get us 20 or 19 receiving yards to cash his ticket. Lastly, Jonnu Smith over 14.5 receiving yards. I anticipate the Bills to try to take away Tyreek as much as possible. That's going to leave the other targets or other weapons to come up and pick up the slack as well on this Dolphins offense. So in week 1, the Cardinals, they actually targeted their tight ends 11 times for 42 yards as well. So I think Tua will try to take that same game plan, and Jonnu only needs to get his 15 yards to cash his ticket as well.
All right, I feel really good about that one. A little nugget from Kyle in the chat says Cook has never gone over 14.5 rush attempts against Miami. So maybe look at the rush attempts depending on what book that you have. Some have them, some do not. Raphael from the morning show, he's on Josh Allen, do over 36.5 rushing yards. I've heard that they're going to try this year to not have him run as much. This is in his DNA. This is who he is. He cannot not run. I love that play by Raphael. Soupy, give me your 2, big boy.
I swear I never see AB's no-fly zone before it, and I'm looking at James Cook's over 2.5 receptions. His 2 catches last week was that short right box, which is one of Josh Allen's best spots. He had 2 catches there, and same thing on the right side, had his 3rd catch. He's going to do that again tonight, so over 2.5 catches. And then with this new receiving core, Josh Allen needs somebody familiar, and that is Khalil Shakur. In the last game against the Dolphins, he had 106 receiving yards. Last week, he had 47 receiving yards. I think he goes over the 41 today. Or he had 42 receiving yards last week, my bad.
It's so weird seeing some of these names on the new teams, right? You know, Stephon Diggs, he was a staple in Buffalo the last several years. He scored twice last week for Houston, and they scored 29, but they don't have Shakur. Maybe he's going to be the new Stephon Diggs. Maybe he's going to have a big night. I think Soupy's onto something. AB, let me come over to you because you have 3 different types of props, and I love all of them. Talk to me, big boy.
Yes, sir. And Kyle Burks is a smart individual in the chat. Going back to it, Cook has never got over 14.5 rushing attempts against Miami. You're exactly right. That's why we're going to take Josh Allen over 7.5 rush attempts, because if they are playing from ahead or behind, or it's a back and forth, they're going to use Josh Allen to run the football. Any team that would have a quarterback that can run it like that will do that. Over 7.5 rush attempts, take that one. But we're also going to play Tua Tagovailoa over 2.5 rush attempts at plus 125, because Kyle also brought up that Tua got himself in excellent shape this offseason. And not that the Dolphins want to run him, but when you have 2 running backs, well, one's out, one's banged up, we'll see what you got, and you get flushed, he's going to run a couple times. Also, let's remember, kneel downs count as rushing attempts. So if you think Miami's going to win and they can kneel this thing out, you could get 2 to 3 right there. Same thing if you're on the Bills side with Josh Allen. Finally, Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, over 1.5 interceptions at minus 105. Yes, we're on over 2.5 turnovers in the game. Love that play. That counts fumbles. This is only interceptions. And you could get there. Josh Allen could throw 2. Tua throws 0. You win. Tua throws 2. Josh throws 0. You win. Or 1 and 1. Whatever combo from these guys. You just have to get 2 interceptions in the game. Minus 105.
AB, we were joking this morning on the morning show because Seabass, I think the number was 6.5 or 5, right around that number for Tua. And we said, what if he's sitting on 7 and they're kneeling down and we brought you up and they hit 3 and they lose 1, 1, and 1, and he has like 4. That would be
that's exactly why I'm playing rushing attempts and not yards. That's exactly why. Yes.
All right, quickly, Z-Man, he's on 2 to have over 1.5 passing touchdowns tonight at minus 140. Somebody in the chat said that Tyreek Hill averages about 52 yards receiving a game against Buffalo. If that's the case tonight, then somebody else has got to pick up the slack. How about Jalen Waddle to go over 62.5 receiving yards at minus 115? And then Jeff Wilson with the 2 studs out, he's going to get a lot of time. You heard Soupy, though. Maybe not as much time, but he will be in the game. They will trust him inside the red zone. Let's go anytime touchdown at plus 100. Let's go a little bit deeper now as we compare key players in the game. And from a rushing perspective, AB, who are we starting with?
So we're going to start with both Bills players because we really don't have a great gauge on who Miami and how much and often that they're going to run their guys. Even the books don't know. So we take a look here at Josh Allen, quarterback, James Cook, running back. All right. See the rushing yards, 35.5, 16.5. You could read the screen. I don't need to read it to you, but you see longest rush there, 11.5, 13.5. Obviously, I'm feeling Josh Allen on the over 7.5 rushing attempts because he can just go, man. And when you have a quarterback that can run, it is a problem, especially in a division game, and especially if this thing is tight.
Soupy, do you see anything here that you like according to DraftKings?
I like Josh Allen's anytime TD because he's one of the heaviest rushers when it comes to the red zone. And if they are either down, maybe a touchdown, and they need to score to tie, he's going to take it himself.
I like the over 7.5 Josh Allen rush attempts, and here's why. In the final 2 minutes of both halves, what does Josh Allen like to do when he doesn't trust if it's a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 6? He runs the football. I think you could see 6 of those 7.5 at the end of the first half and then late in the fourth quarter. I think he'll have 8, 9, or 10, so that's where I'm going to go. Chuck, what about you?
Yeah, we already know I like that Josh Allen anytime touchdown, but I also pivot to James Cook anytime touchdown. I think he's the second option to get one in as well. Plus at plus 145, that's not a bad number for Mr. Cook to score a touchdown.
I just got a text from Raphael. He said the over-under on how many times this week that Charles says he likes the anytime touchdown from Josh Allen was 8.5, and we just went over. That's crazy. We just went over. We just cashed our first ticket on the show. Now, receiving, that's a different story, AB. What do we got?
So we've got some nice options here for you. Let's take a look. All right. So on the Bills side, Keon Coleman. All right. Young wide receiver stud looking, and Tyreek Hill. Look at that receiving yards number for Tyreek, 95 and a half. See receptions, 3.5, 6.5. Longest, 20, 29 and a half, respectively. This one's hard.
It's just so I'm trying to get past the weirdness.
Yeah,
AB.
Yeah, I know it's hard, and like especially for the Bills here because you got issues at tight end with injuries, guys that are out. Josh Allen's gonna have to throw it, or he's gonna run all over the place, man. And I think you're gonna have an option on both. I think that Tyreek Hill, anytime TD minus 115, I think that's my favorite play.
I think so too, and that receiving number is big, 95. Anytime you approach 100, that is really taking your betting life into your own hands. Last week, he was kind of stifled. Then he goes 80 yards just like that. So it was really, really diabolical. Soupy, what do you think about these numbers?
I'm going with the under on Tyreek because he's never gotten more than 82 yards in the regular season against the Bills. The only time he has hit the century mark was twice in the playoffs, and he was with your Saints, coach. Or your Chiefs. God, what the hell? Your Chiefs.
Saints.
I know. Why did I say Saints? I corrected myself, Chiefs.
I didn't know you were a Saints fan, Coach.
Apparently, neither did I.
I did not know why I said
Charles,
that.
apparently, neither did I.
I don't know why I said that.
All right, Charles, I'm not sure if you played either one of these guys on an anytime touchdown, but if you did, please include it in your take.
Keon Coleman plus 245 anytime touchdown, big target as well. He's becoming Josh Allen's favorite target as well. So yeah, plus 245. That's just a huge number for Keon Coleman to score anytime touchdown.
I just had a big time flashback, AB. Robbie Hockey in the chat, he's talking with Big Cheesy, and he says, I've got a Jeff Garcia Niners jersey. I'll trade you and give the Mahomes jersey to my son, LOL. Well, we know why Big Cheesy had the Mahomes jersey, but that's not the flashback. Do you know the last time that I saw Jeff Garcia in person?
No.
So years ago, do you guys remember the Diva search when we found a bunch of females and they competed for a $250,000? So Jeff Garcia was dating and then married I think she was a Playboy Playmate of the Year, something like that. But she was a competitor in the Diva Search, which I hosted. So then they made me take them out on the town after the show to get footage of them partying in the club in different cities. We were in Cleveland. Remember, he went from San Francisco to play for the Browns? So Jeff Garcia was sitting over the corner, skull cap on, as he's watching all of these girls dance, and he could not have been more miserable or more rude to everybody. I haven't seen
all of that checks out. All of it.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Right on brand. Right on brand. I was like, come on, dude. You're living your best life, and your girl could be a diva. Now, she didn't win. She didn't win, but she was in the game.
Dude, Garcia had the do-rag on with the cape out, ready to go.
That is so true. That is so true. All right, so we've done all the key matchups. We've done all of the breakdowns. We've given you straight bets. We've given you prop bets. The one thing that we're not ever going to do is waste time and make you stay here longer than you have to. So, AB, it is now time to do what I consider the most fun thing in the DTL Primetime Live universe. And somebody at some point is going to get into the club. And I believe that tonight is my night. But so far, nobody's popping bottles. Nobody's in there looking out, making fun of somebody else, looking down on the streets as DG's trying to slip them a 5 and realizing you need 100 just to get into the club. Nobody's doing that yet. But I believe tonight's our night. Charles, where are we headed, big boy?
I'm going to take a swing with Mr. Jalen Waddle. I think they're going to focus on the Cheetahs. So even though Waddle has not had a lot of, I think he's had one career touchdown against the Bills, he does turn up and produce a lot of yards. So I think he's going to be a primary focus for Tua. So I'm going to go in and roll with plus 1,000 on Mr. Waddle to get the first touchdown.
AB, I kind of feel like I need some evidence on that one, to be honest with you. A little evidence that Jalen Waddle is over plus 1,000. I'm not so sure. but I trust you, Big Chuck. I trust you. It's really only Seabass and DG that try to slide one in 24 hours before to get that number right. I mean, who else would do that? Who else would even try to put this in on a Wednesday night? Oh, that's right. Soupy, you did that. Explain yourself.
I felt like AB would try to take Jalen Wright, go with his Tennessee boy. And so when I saw the email, I was like, I got to take him. And he was at, I believe, 1,100 or 1,000 on par. And then today he dropped to plus 950.
Interesting. Which now we learned the lesson. What did I say in the email, Soupy?
You said wait until the next day.
Interesting. I mean, I've only done this for a couple of years. I've only been running this game for years and years and years. So you've shifted your pick. Who are you going with now, Soupy?
The guy who is going to score first, Khalil Shakur. I told you, the familiarity with Josh Allen and Shakur worked last week. He's scored now in 3 straight games dating back to last year. Here comes number 4.
I really hope that if it's not me, because I'm very competitive, that it's Producer Man that gets in for the first time. None of you know Producer Man, but I can promise you, and AB, back me up on this, that we do not have a member of the crew that is less likely to pop bottles than Producer Man. Am I right?
Oh, you're correct. He'll do it with that mafia background where you've like shaded out the face and the name is, or the voice has been distorted. Yeah, 100%.
AB, who you going with, big boy?
Keon Coleman of the Bills, plus 1,500. All right. You look at a Bills offense that's going to want to run the football. But in order to run the football, they're going to have to test you deep. And Keon Coleman has risen to the challenge every single step of the way, both offseason and now in week 1. And I think that Keon Coleman is going to get a massive opportunity for a big play in the first drive of this game. Because if he does, and the Bills stretch that Dolphins secondary all the way back, that's how they run the football. Give me Keon Coleman plus 1,500.
Love this kid as a player. Love him. Got a lot of respect for UAB. Tons of respect for Charles and Producer Man. But let me cook here, baby. Let me cook. But when we think about this, I'm flipping the script tonight. And I think me or Soupy will be getting into the club because the Bills are going to come ready to play. The Dolphins last week laid an egg for 2.5 quarters, and they're going to do it, damn it, again tonight. But it's going to be that big tight end, Dalton Kincaid, at plus 1,100, and I love him. Just run down. They're at the 8-yard line, turn around, get that big butt ready to go, and just catch it. And all of a sudden, I will be insufferable. Spell it, ladies and gentlemen, insufferable. In the chat, AB, there is this question. Over all of the years between Coach and AB, who's got in the club the most? Who do you think it's been, me or you?
It's pretty even. Like,
yeah.
Our man Sia had some stretches where he would get a lot of them.
God. He had like 4 in a row.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's like when you can knock out a weekend and you get 2 and then you get 1 more like the next, like that's how you really start racking these things up, man. Like he really was probably the best.
He's been the best. Sia's the best. And he's one of
Poor
the best.
Coach Phil. That was tough.
So Coach Phil, if you guys are new to our little world, he coaches in the NFL, the UFL, and he's, we'd love to have him on the shows, but he's got things to do. But you remember last year when he started, he couldn't have cared less. Soupy, he would turn his in like, an hour before showtime. By the end of the season, he was like you, Soupy. He was waiting for the email to come out. And he was pissed. He was fired up. He just could not get into the club until he did. And I think it was week 16 or week 17, something like that. Oh, you've never seen a grown man so happy. I think he had tears, to be honest. I think he had tears. I know that last year was late for me because I was going to an Anaheim Ducks game, which they don't start till like November. And I was walking into a Ducks game with the former host of Blind Date, Roger Lodge. Yes, I'm dropping names, Big Cheesy. and I get a text that the Chiefs and my pick for the Chiefs had. So that's how I remember last year I got in the club. But we've had some fun over the years. But who's it going to be first tonight? That is the question. All right, we're going to wrap things up a little bit early tonight to give my guys a little bit of extra time off. Do not forget, though, follow my guys on social media. It starts in about 30 minutes, 15 seconds or less. Final takes of the show. Charles, start us off.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this one. I want to see if the Dolphins come out and kind of hold serve as well. They really need to. I mean, the Bills have owned this series as well, so I'm interested to see how the Dolphins come out and attack this game.
Soupy.
I explained the groundwork of what the Bills need to do. They need to control the clock, the time of possession. If they do that, they'll come out of Miami with another win.
AB, how about this one? Scott says, do we have the 19-sided dice to pick a guy into the club? If you know, you know. Oh, I miss my man Buckets. AB, go.
Yep, I want everybody to pay attention tonight. 21 personnel. Notice and count every single formation that the Dolphins have. How many tight ends? How many running backs? You will start to see and notice how this offense gets down. It's a lot of fun when you start paying attention to that.
All right, very good. So much information. Use it all for tonight or put it in your back pocket and put it for the next game. We're here Primetime Live every single Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night with the best crew in the business. So with all that being said, you know what time it is. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Right, Tucker Lomo. My man from the Dirty Big Chuck. Best beer in the game, Soupy. Producer, man, always behind the scenes until he isn't. My man AB making the show look like $1 million, and I am simply the coach. Try to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about. Enjoy the game tonight. Be positive. It's a ton of fun. This doesn't have to be serious. Let's all roll together on DTL Primetime Live. See you tomorrow morning. Take care.